Today, we're reviewing the thriller Till Death. Get ready for incredible plot twists. The protagonist, Emma, meets a man named Tom in a hotel room where they are having a drink together. Emma looks distraught and tells Tom that they can't see each other anymore. Tom tries to convince her otherwise, but Emma is adamant that she wants to end their extramarital affair. When she leaves, Tom begs to see her again the next day, but Emma refuses, explaining that the next day is her anniversary. The next day, Emma goes to visit her husband Mark at his work. Her husband's assistant gives her flowers and wishes her a happy anniversary. When Emma enters the office, she comes across a confidential police file detailing an attack on her years ago, during which she was robbed and injured. The film then takes us into a flashback of the failed robbery attempt, which ended with the attacker being shot in the eye. The memory is interrupted by the arrival of Mark, who enters the office. We learn that Mark is a successful lawyer. His new case is to revoke the parole of a man who attacked Emma in the past. Emma asks him if he misses the time when he sent people to prison instead of defending them. But Mark, now a criminal defense lawyer, admits that he likes making more money. When they get on the elevator, Tom joins them. We realize that Tom had a lot in common with his boss's wife, and now they both have to pretend they don't know each other. Emma and Mark go to a restaurant to celebrate their anniversary. Mark gives her a diamond necklace. Emma has also prepared a gift, but Mark rudely refuses the gift. They witness a man in the audience proposing marriage to his girlfriend. Emma looks at this with sadness, remembering how happy she used to be with her husband. Mark puts the necklace on Emma. We learn that they have been married for 11 years. After dinner, Mark blindfolds Emma and drives her to a remote lake house where they used to go when they were younger. Upon arrival, Emma begins to explore the house. She finds a dark room full of photos of them together and turns on a music player. Remembering happy moments, she smiles. Emma follows the trail of rose petals upstairs to the bedroom, where she finds Mark with 2 glasses of champagne. He sincerely apologizes for being a bad husband and says he wants to try to make things right. They spend the night together. In the morning, Emma wakes up to find her husband sitting next to her. She realizes that her wrists are handcuffed to Mark. Suddenly, Mark sends himself to the next world with a gunshot. Emma screams for help, but there is no one around. She tries to call the police, but the phone doesn't work. She tries to break the chain with a shot, but there are no bullets in the gun. With no other choice, she drags Mark's body to the closet, where she finds her wedding dress. Emma places the dress under Mark's body to make it easier to move him. When she goes downstairs, they both fall. She looks for her phone, but finds it submerged in a vase of flowers. The phone is beyond repair. Looking for the car keys, she finds them in the kitchen. Dragging the body behind her, Emma climbs into the car, but it won't start because the gas tank is empty. Suddenly, their wedding song comes on, and Mark's recorded voice explains that he did all this because Emma was ungrateful. Turns out that he found out about her affair with Tom and decided not to forgive her and not to let her live happily ever after. Emma returns to the house to wash the blood off her face, but finds that she cannot take off the necklace Mark gave her. In desperation, she goes to the basement to look for tools, but finds only empty shelves. She is outraged that Mark was a hypocrite, as she herself has repeatedly washed lipstick stains from other women's shirts. Irritated, Emma drags Mark's body upstairs with her last strength and falls to the floor from exhaustion. Then she decides to visit the dark room again. This time, she finds a photo from the police file of the man who attacked her during the failed robbery attempt shown at the beginning. She also finds a record player labeled "Turn Me On" and turns it on. The recording shows Emma giving an interview after the attack. From it, we learn that the attacker stabbed her in the back, but she also wounded him, probably in the eye. Experiencing severe stress due to the trauma, Emma is unable to listen to the recording and loses her temper. When Emma returns to the living room, she notices someone at the door. It turns out to be Tom. Tom says that he came to the rescue after receiving a series of text messages from Emma saying that she was in danger. However, we know that Emma did not send these messages. Mark did. Realizing the situation, Tom tells us that Mark's office has been searched by the FBI and his entire career is falling apart. Emma realizes why Mark would do this and tells Tom that they need to call the police immediately, as she is sure that Mark has planned everything to set them up. Tom goes out to the car to get on the phone, but then a truck appears, heading for the lake house. Suspecting something is wrong, Tom decides to check what's going on and asks Emma not to let anyone in. The truck stops at the house, and Tom boldly approaches a man who gets out. The man introduces himself as Jimmy and claims to be here to fix a broken pipe. Tom offers to pay for the work, but asks him to leave. As Jimmy is about to leave, another man named Bobby gets out of the car. He suddenly attacks Tom and stabs him repeatedly. Then both men break into the house. As Tom bleeds out on the floor, we learn that Jimmy has some compassion, while Bobby is a ruthless killer. As they examine the house, Emma drags Mark's body outside. She reaches the boat storage room and strangely frees herself from the burden of handcuffs. Soon, Jimmy and Bobby find Mark's body, but Emma is gone. Meanwhile, Emma is hiding right under their feet. Looking at Bobby's face, she realizes that this is the same man who attacked her in the past. From their conversation, Emma learns that Mark hired them with the promise of access to a safe in a lake house where diamonds are supposedly kept. But now Mark is dead, and Bobby and Jimmy are looking for Emma because she is the only one who knows the combination to the safe. After they leave the room, Emma comes out of hiding and comes up with a plan. Jimmy examines the safe and tells Bobby that it requires both the combination and a fingerprint. Bobby leaves to fetch Mark's body. Meanwhile, Emma drags the fuel tank for the boat through the snow. As she refills the car, a noise attracts the attention of Bobby, who goes to check the garage. Emma hides under the car while Bobby inspects the area and even slashes a tire so she can't escape. Emma runs back into the house. Jimmy, meanwhile, drags Mark's body into the house. Bobby, suspecting something is wrong, chases after Emma, who is eventually trapped. Smartly, Emma presses the car's key fob, activating the alarm, which distracts the men and forces them to run to the garage. Emma takes a moment to mourn Tom's death. Meanwhile, outside, Bobby explains to Jimmy that he will never let Emma get out alive because he still can't forgive her for spending 10 years in prison after an attempted robbery. They go back inside the house and continue to look for Emma, knowing that she is hiding somewhere. Bobby decides to check the second floor, while Jimmy stays on the ground floor. Once upstairs, Bobby hears a noise in the attic. Going up there, he starts to examine the place, when suddenly Emma comes out of hiding and attacks him. Emma not only stuns him, but also pushes him to the floor below. She takes his car keys, and Jimmy, hearing the noise, rushes upstairs to find his brother unconscious. Emma manages to hit Jimmy with a golf club, lock him in his room, and break the doorknob. She runs outside and tries to start the car, but Bobby, who has suddenly regained consciousness, prevents her. In this scuffle, Emma finds a phone and calls 911. Jimmy approaches them and asks Bobby to stop it and run away before the police arrive, but Bobby stubbornly refuses. He beats Emma until she loses consciousness. Emma wakes up, again handcuffed to her dead husband, and Bobby and Jimmy move the safe closer to her. She tries to convince them that she doesn't know the combination to the safe, but Bobby doesn't believe her and starts beating her. He threatens to stab her again, prompting Jimmy, who is sympathetic, to intervene. However, Bobby pushes him away. Jimmy then takes Mark's gun and points it at his brother because he no longer wants to accept his fate. Emma seizes the moment and says that she will give them the combination if she is released. Jimmy agrees, and she tells them the code. The safe is finally opened, but it reveals only a metal plate with the inscription that the diamonds have been recycled into the necklace Emma is now wearing. Emma starts to panic, saying that she tried to take off the necklace, but it won't come off. The cold-blooded Bobby is ready to take off the necklace by any means necessary to get the diamonds, but Jimmy refuses to allow it. Bobby pushes Jimmy away and tries to shoot his gun, but it is empty. A fight begins between the brothers. In the process, Bobby accidentally hits Jimmy's head on a clothes hanger, killing him instantly. Shocked, Bobby stops, and Emma picks up a knife. Bobby turns to her and swears that he will kill her. They fight again, but this time, Emma manages to hit him with a heavy tool. Emma tries to run away, and Bobby chases her, but now he finds himself handcuffed to Mark's body. Emma makes it to the garage and gets into Mark's car. Bobby chases after her, and in a panic, Emma backs up, crashes through the garage wall, and then drives into other cars. When she is unable to get through, she moves forward and runs over Bobby. However, the car slides on the snow and crashes into a boat shed. Bobby, who miraculously survives, angrily approaches the wrecked car, but Emma is no longer inside. He finds her crawling across the frozen lake and follows her. They fight again, and Emma finally stabs him. But as Bobby's body falls to the ice, it breaks through, and they both end up underwater. Underwater, they continue to fight, but Emma pulls the knife out of his shoulder, disarms it, and breaks free of his grip. She swims to the surface and breaks through the ice. The movie ends with Emma lying on the frozen lake. She takes off her wedding ring and rolls it into the water, while distant police sirens are heard in the background. Thank you for being with us. Subscribe to the channel, like us, and be sure to click on the bell to stay up to date with our new videos.